Hello, guys, and thank you very much for joining in for the midweek analysis. Do well to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and as well join my Telegram channel for more insights on gold. All right, let's move on straight to our analysis. From last week or the beginning of the week, this was what we were looking out for the week. That is from the first of June. The analysis we did, we were looking at price tapping into this particular zone for us to be able to continue with ourselves this week. But as you can see, the analysis is playing out, but price was not able to tap into this zone we talked about and this very zone that we talked about. Now, remember, we were having three zones that we were supposed to work with. This very field engulfing that we were having at this particular site. So either price pushes and tap into this zone and continue with the sell. Since we were bearish, we're looking at selling up to our first target was 4245, which is this very zone, 4245. That was our first target, and then a break of it continuation to 39 thereabouts. And basically, prices are doing exactly what we wanted it to do. But let's look at why price was not able to tap into our main zones, and then we'll continue with the midweek analysis. Now, as I said, this was the first zone that we were supposed to target for sales. And you can see price did not tap the zone exactly. But when you go to the 1 hour, there was a base. We had a 1 hour base around that area that price used to drop down. So this was a base. Price used this particular base under the 4375, which is a psychological level. So price used this base to drop down. And then after dropping down, also gave certain entries that we will be able to capitalize on. If you were in the community, you would be able to join us in catching the trades that we caught using my trading system that was available for us to be able to get the entries around this particular area. Now let's go to the higher time frame and then we have a look at the chart for this week. We know it's playing out. There are entries we've benefited from and there are entries that we can still benefit from. So for today and for tomorrow, let's look at the areas of interest for price. Since at the moment we are not looking at price getting back to this zone and getting back to this zone. The worst of it is for price to get back to this zone. But let's see if it is possible for price to get to that level. So we look at it from the weekly perspective. You can see that the weekly candle is still printing. And should the weekly candle continue to close by close of tomorrow this way, then it is an indication for more selling opportunities into the market. But strangely, I would be looking for buying opportunities from this very angle should price be able to touch down from this area. I wouldn't jump into the buys, but I'm just anticipating for the next buy move to begin from this particular support system from the weekly level. So I would be paying attention, hopefully from next week, looking out for buy confirmations that will indicate to me that price is ready to move to the upside, because I have my buy set up here and I'm expecting price to respect it, or I'm anticipating that price should respect my buy setup that I'm having here. So should price respect it, it means that we would be going all the way through to the very high, and if possible, the creation of another all-time high. But that will be dependent on the printing of next week's candle. Now, if next week's candle should close below this zone, then it basically tells us that we are going down more. So if we are going down more, where are we going to target? Since price is still bearish, I would be looking at this support level of price, which is 33.35 area. So I will be looking at 33.35 area. Should we have a break of this particular zone, that's the last support system for price. Should we have a break of it, then I will be looking at price coming all the way to this very side. But as I said, I'm looking at this week candle, how it will close, and then next week candle, how that candle will also close to determine whether we come in all the way to this particular level or price will be finding its way up to this side. As we continue to analyze, I'll definitely be updating you guys. So for now, we focus around this area and see what price has for us. We still have some few pips to get to the main area, and that means that today I'm still bearish on gold. Now let's look at the daily and see what the daily is telling us. Now, when you look at the daily, you see the daily is reacting from a setup zone that I'm having here. When you look at it, you can see daily is reacting from this entry zone. Remember, this entire entry zone is a buy entry zone coming from the weekly level. And inside that weekly level zone, we are having two daily zones. One of the daily zone is the one that price is reacting inside currently. And then the next one is the one that I just placed here. So we just looking at it to see if we get a confirmation that would allow us to start buying, then we look at that. But for that confirmation to come, we will need both the close of this week candle and the close of next week candle in order for us to be able to determine our next direction. But as price is reacting here, let's go to the lower time frame and then we see where we'll be able to get possible entries. I'm not focusing on buys, but I'm focusing on sales because we still have sellers playing very, very strong. Just looking at yesterday's candle, you can see how strong sellers closed. So I'm not expecting price to buy that much unless probably it wants to give me the confirmation I'm looking for another buy run or buy directional run. So we go to 4-hour. Let's see if 4-hour created some sell points for us. So on the 4-hour, we are having this extreme sell point. These ones, we're not going to need them for now. So let's just put them aside. And then we focus on this. So this is going to be our main sell point for the day. This very 4-hour sell point is going to be our main sell point for the day. But before price gets to that level, we have another sell point here. So this is also the immediate sell point that we can look at. So here, let me go back to the daily and remove the daily entry. I know that this is price is reacting from a buy zone, so I'm definitely we definitely know it from now. So we just focus on the sell zones to pick our possible sells to the down since we are still bearish. So you see, this is a 4-hour entry zone. This is also a 4-hour entry zone. So I'll be expecting price to buy into the zone and continue our sell for us. Should we have price break above this zone, then I would be targeting this higher point for price to bring us down. On the 1-hour, when we look at the 1-hour, we can clearly see what price is doing from this particular level. Yesterday, price used the field engulfing we were having here. So this whole zone is the 4-hour entry, but inside the 4-hour entry, there was a 1-hour entry here that price used to drop. This was the 1-hour entry. This field engulfing that we're having here, price used it to drop to the downside. So now what I'm expecting price or I'm anticipating for price is for price to be able to come back to this zone, either to come back into this zone again for us to get another sell to continue, or if there is a break above it, I can look for buy opportunities and get to the main sell zone to also drop. But then let's look at the 30 minutes and see if there is another sell entry zone. Okay, so on 30 minutes, we're not having any other sell entry zone currently there, but we can see that price created a buy entry zone here, and that's the zone price is reacting on from now. So there are two things. As price is buying from this very level, from the buy entry that it created, likely for it to possibly hit the sell zone and continue down. But should it not be able to get to that particular level because we haven't a resistance level here? So if price is not able to get to this sell zone and drops down, I would be looking at a scenario like this. Once it drops down from this particular level, I would be looking at selling from this angle down to the downside, because with that, it would have broken this level to give us a sell breakout structure. And so whatever entry it creates around this area, I would now just what follow it. But should price be able to break above this very point, then it will be an opportunity to tap on any buy entry that it will represent and then give us a sell into this particular, a buy into this particular zone for us to now look for our sell confirmation down to the downside. Because this zone has already been mitigated, I will be using candlestick confirmation when price gets into this zone for me to take myself. 15 minutes, let's see if there is an entry at the 15 minutes also. Okay. All right, so with the 15 minutes, you can see we have another field engulfing here. We have another field engulfing around this particular area. So that also becomes an entry point for us. And you can see that entry point is just immediately under the 30-minute entry that we saw. That has already been mitigated. So here I would focus on the 15-minute entry zone. I will be focusing on the 15-minute entry zone. Since that is a fresh zone, I would concentrate on the 15-minute entry zone for price to push us down. That is around 4145. Around 4145. I'm targeting that area for the drop of price. If it is able to break the 30-minute resistance, then it means that I would be expecting price to tap into this and then continue with the sell down. But should price respect the 30-minute resistance and happens to drop by breaking the 30-minute support that it created and giving us a break of structure around this area, then I would be looking for my selling opportunities from the structures that will be created here for me to push price, for price to push us down to our target, which is 3985, and if possible, a little more, depending on how far price would want to go. So for today, this is all that I'm looking out for. Either price taps on this fresh zone and then bring us down to continue the sales, or it breaks these 30 minutes support that we are having. Once it breaks it, we would be able to have an entry around this area and then we drop down with price. But should price not respect this level and break above it, we look for buy opportunities to the upside, possibly looking to target our main sell point, which is at this very high. Because this is our main sell point, we can target this one to drop price down should price continue to be giving us buying opportunities to the upside. If you like my videos and you want more of them, please do well to subscribe so that anytime I drop a new video, you would be able to be the first to be notified for it. Also like the videos, share to your friends, and join my Telegram channel where daily I share setups and also explain the setups for anybody to understand and join in the profit that we share. Thank you very much. And then we meet again for our weekly analysis when the week ends. Enjoy the rest of the day.